Boom, I'm back, and you're thinking, oh, you didn't do one yesterday, you didn't do a video. You're right, I didn't. You know why? Because it was Sunday. I thought I'm going to have a day off. Let me explain something. It's never too late to change direction. Think about it. Never too late to change direction. What's he called? Captain Saunders. Is it Captain Saunders? Colonel Saunders. Colonel Saunders, KFC, man, I've got to say about KFC, he used to be much better in the 70s and 80s, but nonetheless, we're not getting into that. I'm a vegetarian now. But he famously got 1,000 no's and he ended up getting his business KFC moving when he was 56-year-old. How long am I? I've got 49, 48, 49 next week. So I've got myself about 7 years till I reach that point. It's never too late to change direction. Think about it. You know, I've been writing a book. My book 5 had various working titles, whether it was called Next, The Really Big Problem, or Be Kind or Don't. It's now changed again. I have been working on this book for 2 years. And I had a book out for 5 years. I've not written since 2015. So we're now 6 years on. 6 years on. Oh. So I've started writing this book anyway. I've started rewriting this book. And I've got to this point where, once again, I've changed direction. So this is now the 4th time that I've changed direction. And this is a fundamental change in direction. And I think to myself, you know, I've done 4 books. I've written 4 books. And if you are interested, by the way, my latest one, I say latest, 5 years ago, is called Now What? So you're gonna get it. There you go. Now What? So it is available at all good bookstores. But the thing is with this is that, you know, what you need to do is stop painting yourself into a corner in life and in business, in your world. It's never too late to change direction. Equally, at some point, you on occasion have to get sticky feet. I'm now writing this book, and I've got more clarity in this book than any step of the 2 years or whatever it is I've been working on it. But I've had to start again. And last night I was working on it. There you go. That's the reason that I didn't do the video. Last night I was working on it. And I went, oh, this is terrible. Oh, what happens with creatives? Creatives get that. Oh, this is terrible. This is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. It's terrible. And probably the best way to describe it, it's a bit like when you move house. You know, when you move house and you're completing and all the stress that's in that, and then all of a sudden you complete it. Now you've then got to pack up and everything. Then you've got to get the removal bin, and you've got to live between houses and live with all boxes and stuff in your house before you move. And you know, at that point, you look at it and go, what's the point? And then when you move to your new house, oh God, all this unpacking. Then when you unpack, that's the point. And I would say this, that it's never too late to change direction. Just have a think right now in your world, in your life, what a road that you're going down actually isn't the right road. A road that you're walking down that you know deep down, something isn't quite right. I was walking down that road with this book, and then and the reason that I've changed the book, and this is important to you in your life, the reason I've changed the book from where it was when I first started writing it is because I've changed. We've all changed. And I think that we've been shaped and molded some way by the events of the last few years. I think it's had there's no two ways about it. It's had an effect on each and every one of us, and it's molded and shaped us all. And that's why this book has to be a different book. So it's not going to be called Next. It's not going to be called The Really Big Problem. It's not going to be called Be Kind or Don't. It's going to be called, I'm not going to reveal it. I'm going to actually keep it under my hat. I'm not wearing a hat right now, but I'm going to keep it under my hat because it's something I'm really excited about and genuinely excited about. And I believe that it's of its moment. I believe it's of its time. And I believe it's as radical as when I first launched this one back in 2009. Get off your ass. This was the Bible for small business. This was the Bible for small business. Honestly, if you see behind me, I've got a big pile of books. Not true, joke. Don't get any funnier than that. But at the time, it was of the moment, the reality of what it's like to start a business off, the reality of what it's like to have a whinging wife, no money, going to a Coinstar machine, having to blag. I remember once going to a hotel and actually checking out, and my credit card bounced. Oh, really? Oh, that's crazy. I'll get Janine to give you a call and pay that immediately. Janine being my wife, not called Janine. So, that was a Bible for the time, which was small business, about what it's like. I've now gone beyond the small business. I say that. I went to a big business or a medium-sized business, and now I'm down to a small business. So actually, the whole thing is, and I'm on the build, but the whole thing is really, it's a different time. It's a different time right now. And actually, I think the messages of 2009 are as relevant now, but in a different way, because we've all had to rebuild, we've all had to start. But it's not only about rebuilding financially, which I think where a lot of business owners are trying to I'm going to financial rebuild. It's about this, the mental rebuild, or it's about the spiritual rebuild, you know, and it's that whole thing. And that's what this new book's about. You know, I said from the outset, it's never too late to change direction. It's not. If you had the opportunity right now to change direction without blame, without tears, without, you know, without finger pointing, what direction would you change to? Boys and girls, let me tell you something. That's a direction that you need to change to. You are going to have finger pointing. You may have to have tears. You may have to have recriminations, but you have to change direction, because the longer you run, the weaker you become. Pebbles and shoes don't magic the way out, people. It's never too late to change direction. Right, I'm going to go and leave it there. Have an amazing evening, day, whatever you're watching this on replay. Boom. See you in a bit.